What's up, my crypto comics compatriots? How you doing today? I'm Matt.
I'm Cadence.
Sean asked if we would start going back and doing the reviews, so here we are. So these reviews are going to be filled with spoilers. Just to give you a heads up now, so we'll wait for you to watch it.
Okay, I'm done waiting.
All right, that was quick. So today, I guess we're going to start with the Suicide Squad. How about that?
Oh, yes, please.
So, with the Suicide Squad, we're talking about the 2021 version, not Suicide Squad, which came out in 2016. There was quite a huge difference between the two. Starting with, I guess, the cast. When it comes to the cast, we have the original Suicide Squad. There was Will Smith, who was noticeably gone from this movie, but it was due to scheduling, not anything else. The returning people... We have Margot Robbie, Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. There was Joel Kinnaman, who played Rick Flag. Other than that, it seemed like... and
Boomerang!
Jai Courtney, who played Captain Boomerang. This time, with the cast, we have Idris Elba, who played Bloodsport. We got John Cena, who played Peacemaker. Michael Rooker as Savant. There were a lot of throwaway characters in this one, but they were kind of designed to be the throwaway characters.
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion playing TDK.
The detachable kid.
There were a few jokes right away with his name, but then when they actually showed his power...
He's out there, detaches his arms, and he's standing up, and his arms are just smacking everybody.
It was pretty funny. This story, they actually go to Corto Maltese, which is pretty big in the comic books. That was the original home of Bane. In the comics, that's where Rick Flag actually died. There were quite a few throwbacks to the comic books. That's always a plus in my book.
I wouldn't know them.
Oh yeah, you don't really read the Suicide Squad, which I'm fine with. There was a ton of death in this movie, a lot of gore.
Absolutely. First 5 minutes, everyone's dead.
They definitely earned the name Suicide Squad. They definitely did.
You think?
Some of the deaths, I wasn't happy with, honestly.
Like who?
Captain Boomerang.
I didn't connect with him.
See, I liked Jai Courtney ever since Spartacus. I thought he was great in just about everything he's ever been in. He was one of the main highlights for the first Suicide Squad movie as Captain Boomerang. I just love him as a character, as an actor and everything. And so I was a little upset that he died.
I never connected to the characters when he died. There was so much other death at that very moment where I'm just like, oh, he's dead too.
Okay.
I didn't care for him much.
Rick Flag. I know in the comics he died in Corto Maltese. So going into that, I was actually kind of expecting him to die a little bit, but I was still kind of hoping that he wouldn't. And Weasel, when he died early on, I was pretty upset. I was like, no, I wanted to see more of his character. There is an after credit scene involving Weasel, so definitely watch out for that. But
He's so weird. He's such a weird character.
Yeah.
Look in the class, be like it.
And the fact that, well, he's so bizarre, and the no pants thing was like, oh, geez, greasy. He's got no pants on.
That's something that everyone pointed out the second the trailer came out.
I know. But
you're still caught on that?
Weasel was on full display for everyone. Okay. But there were some deaths that I was like, yes. Michael Rooker's character. I love that when he's running away and Amanda Waller's like, nope, don't do it. You run, I'm going to blow your head off. She did.
That death was weird to me because he presented himself as this really macho kind of guy. He killed the bird.
Yes, that's
and
another thing.
And then he's like, no.
So when we first see him at the opening of the movie, he's got the ball.
Yeah.
And he ends up killing the bird. But then another bird that was the exact same kind of bird was kind of feasting on him.
Revenge.
Yeah, a little bit of revenge there. But other than that, like Peter Davidson's Blackguard, when he died, I was fine with that.
Yeah.
The opening scene, Blackguard, it turns out, is the guy who had betrayed the team. So he's walking out going, hey guys, they're right back there. You know, don't shoot. It's just me. And they shot him. And I thought rightfully so.
Yeah. Don't trust a traitor, man.
So they are sent to Corto Maltese to...
Basically, there's A team and B team. A team was a distraction. B team, like, kind of snuck in from the back.
Mm-hmm.
There's no right way to put that.
So while everybody is attacking A team, B team is, yeah, they snuck in. But you had Margot Robbie get captured by the army, and Rick Flag get captured by the rebels, which kind of plays into later on.
Oh, that entire scene where they're just killing all the rebels, and then it's like, oh, this is actually kind of cool, and then you find out they're the rebels, and it's like, oh god.
Yeah, they're sent there to actually stop Project Starfish from getting out. There was a little bit of humor with the name of Project Starfish. But then it turns out to be Starro the Conqueror. If you guys know your comics, he was the bad guy from the very first Justice League comic ever.
Can I just say, of course, you would find that humorous?
What, the Starfish?
The Starfish. Project Starfish, find humor in the name. Like, I'm a high school student, and even I'm just like, that's dumb.
Hey, one of the best albums was Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water. It was a good album.
Mm-hmm.
Limp Bizkit.
Mm-hmm.
For life.
No one knows what you're talking about.
In the end, Project Starfish, which he's actually kind of already, in a weird way, made an appearance in the DCEU, but that was more of the Snyder Cut, which is not considered canon at this point.
The eyeball creeped me out.
Oh, we'll get to the eyeball later. Yeah, they have to essentially overthrow the government. Well, that's not their mission, but that's what they decide to do. Overthrow the government and then figure out what's going on with Project Starfish.
I think they kind of had to overthrow the government because Harley Quinn's like, I'm just gonna kill the man instead of break up with him.
You got to watch the movie to understand. So, after that, when Starro finally does make an appearance, it really, really does feel like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from the Ghostbuster franchise.
Kinda, yeah.
In the end, we have Peacemaker, who gets pretty banged up. It really leads into the Peacemaker TV show coming out.
There's a TV show on this man?
Yeah, Peacemaker. It's going to be on HBO Max. Oh, I'm going to watch it. Oh, yes.
This man, who is the first one to shoot anyone and everyone, is getting his own TV show?
In the name of freedom.
In the name of freedom.
He will do anything in the name of freedom.
Including suppress.
As far as the action goes, it's phenomenal. I love it.
The action's really good.
And the action and the CGI and everything combined, when they're killing the rebels, that little game, that Bloodsport and we're playing.
Yeah. I liked the movie. In my opinion, it had a little too much gore. Just a little bit.
It was pretty gory. It definitely earned its R rating. But then again, with a movie named The Suicide Squad, it's kind of hard to go gentle.
Yeah.
Now, the original Suicide Squad movie from the 2016, that was actually, it was meant to be a darker, more serious movie.
There was a lot of forced humor in that.
There was. That was because the Warner Brothers studio was like, we need it to be more of a comedy. And so most of the jokes didn't hit. They were just forced in there. There were a few that really did, though.
Name one off the top of your head.
Harley Quinn breaking the glass and stealing all that stuff, and Rick Flag turns around and is like, "What are you doing? We're bad guys, remember?" Yeah,
that one made sense.
That one made sense.
Her character.
This one, James Gunn just runs wild. He was told no studio interference, and he's a really good comedic director.
This was not comedic.
The new Suicide Squad?
Yeah,
yes, it was. Oh, it was hilarious.
It was.
First off,
but it was mostly
every
gory.
single scene with King Shark, right there, the mustache, yeah, or the plastic explosive that he made of Peacemaker. Friend.
It was adorable. I kind of wanted to see him keep it, but he didn't.
I definitely want to see more King Shark.
Okay.
I would love just a King Shark movie.
Oh,
who knows?
There wouldn't be much dialogue in that movie.
See, that was another thing. Just the dialogue of like King Shark not having that vocabulary.
Yeah.
He's trying to read a book. It's upside down. Just everything about
it. It made him happy though, and I think that was like adorable. Like he's so happy.
He really was. It was just actually great. But as far as the action goes, especially with the Ratcatcher 2, just all the rats everywhere and blood sports scream. Screams like a little girl. It was epic. I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
But the Ratcatcher 2 had some really great moments with her dad, the first Ratcatcher.
Yeah. I thought it was like...
Really... Who's played by Taika Waititi, by the way.
Interrupted.
Okay, my bad. Sorry. Go ahead.
I thought like how it kind of dealt the characters, it does go into like their backstory.
Mm-hmm.
It made sense, and it gave the characters that you wouldn't normally like connect with, give you a way to connect to those characters.
Yeah, the original Suicide Squad movie, the only kind of history, we got a little bit of history on how Captain Boomerang was caught, how
Harley was caught.
Yeah.
Road rage in a bank.
How Deadshot was caught. But other than that, everybody else, you had Rick Flag, who just explained it all. This time, they actually they show instead of tell. So, I think they did a great job with that.
They did.
With the exception of Harley Quinn, we already knew that, Harley Quinn and Captain Boomerang, they were from the original squad. They just have a quick conversation. What are you doing here? Oh, turns out I have road rage in a bank. That's so obscure that I really, really want to know. Other than that,
like there should have been another after credit scene with like Harley Quinn's road rage in the bank. Like,
yeah, how did she get there?
It's like, honey, excuse me.
But like characters like Javelin, Mongal, Weasel, they didn't get into. Well, they didn't matter, so they didn't get into why their characters were there. There was that betting scene where they were saying like, oh, yeah, Mongal, is she, an alien or some god?
No one knows.
No one knows, but $20 she'll die, which was awesome to see. Really was.
Like, if that's like your job, what else are you supposed to do? You see death every day. You basically made the team of death.
They are the Suicide Squad after that.
Yeah. So what else are you supposed to do? Make bets on who lives and who dies? Like, that just makes sense for some weird reason.
One of the guys that's actually making the bets, his name is Steve Agee? Agee.
Is he like an important character for the comics? Because
he is a character in the
up.
comics, but he also is the guy who did the motion capture for King Shark. He is going to be in charge of Peacemaker in the new HBO series. He is assigned to Peacemaker.
He's Peacemaker's handler?
Kind of, yeah. I gotta say, one death that I was not expecting.
Who's?
Milton. They make a surprisingly big deal out of Milton's death, and who Milton is, I mean, you're just gonna have to watch the movie and check it out. It was pretty funny. Let's give it a rating.
In general, or compared to the first one? Okay.
Compared to the first one.
7 out of 10. I liked it. I just think that there was a little too much gore compared to the first one.
So overall, then, what would you give it?
10 out of 10. Overall, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. The reason why I gave it a 7 out of 10 with the first one is depending on your view of this, you could sit down and watch it with younger, like, siblings and stuff. Could, depending on your opinion. It wasn't as dark.
You're not allowed to watch the Suicide Squad with your younger brother and sister. You
Not
realize
the
that,
new
right?
one! Not
Neither.
the new... Why?
Neither. Because I said no.
But Aaliyah likes Harley Quinn. Okay.
All right. For me, compared to the first one, I mean, it's a 10 out of 10. It's so much better than the last one, and I loved David Ayer as a director, but the studio interference, you can definitely see where it took its toll. So this one, where the studio backed off, it was epic. Overall, just on its own, I would have to say it was a 9 out of 10, just because I can't watch it with certain people. So, it does kind of detract a little bit. Overall, it was an epic movie. I would highly recommend it.
I would too. It was
okay.
Good. I don't know what that was.
Either do I.
Like, share, and hit that subscribe button. See y'all in the next video.
And don't forget, if you want an account with Crypto Comics, go to cryptocomics.com/signup. See you in the funny pages.